Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. I'm super excited about today's video because we're installing a subwoofer in my car. Dude. Okay, so I went on to Let Go and I found these speakers. They're two 12-inch kickers with an amp. I got it all for $200 from a guy on Let Go. I thought it was really a great deal, so I went over there and I met him and I picked them up. Then I went and got everything else, and anyways, that's what today's video is about, guys. We're installing these in my car. I'm so happy. Let's get started. Okay, so this is what I got. They're two 12-inch subs in a box already. And here's my amp. It's a Quantum Audio 2000 watt amp. This is a very high wattage of an amp. You really don't need anything this big unless you're probably running what I'm running. But anyways, that's what I got. And then I went today, because I got these yesterday. I went today and I picked this up. This is a kit. Okay, and you can see it's for 1600 watts. I know this is 2000 watts. But these do not take all 2,000 of those watts, so you don't necessarily need that. So basically with this kit, what you get is, this one in particular is a skosh, and it comes with this battery terminal right here. Now this is not normal. I've actually never seen them come with a battery terminal before, but anyways, yeah, that's pretty cool that it came with that. This is your diagram right here. It shows you how to wire everything up. This is your ground, obviously. Anyway, so it comes with a 100 amp maxi fuse. Now basically what this does, okay, real quick, is if your wire gets too hot, instead of burning up the wire, it will cut that fuse. It'll break that fuse, and instead of burning up the wire, it'll take out the fuse, and it's a lot cheaper than replacing a wire and possibly causing your car to catch on fire. So that's what that's for. That's a protection device, just like any circuit breaker or fuse. It's a protection device. You have your power wire. This is gonna be the one that comes from the battery back to the amp, and I'll show you how all this goes in as we go along. You're gonna have to have a ground wire, an audio cable. These terminals come with it. You're gonna need those. I'm not 100% sure that you need this. We'll find out. I'm pretty sure this is for grounding it to the frame. And then this is your instructions. Okay, so this is what you're going to need. You're going to need a toolkit. You may need a terminal kit, maybe not, probably not, and then speaker wire. Okay, now there's several different types of speaker wire that you can have. Okay, I have this stuff that the guy gave me. This is very thin stuff. It's nothing really high power. Or there's this that I brought in here just to show you. This is monster wire. Okay, this is one that I've split in half. Obviously, it comes in a pair like this. And this is a very high quality audio cable. This is what feeds those 6x9s back there. So you can buy this stuff. I'm not sure what it runs at. I actually found this, so I actually don't have anything invested in this wire. But if you want to run Monster for the high performance, then you can go for it. This kit by itself was $45 for a 1600 watt kit. But if you're not running a 2000 watt amp, don't buy what you don't need. You know what I mean? Don't go out and buy all this expensive stuff that you don't need. Okay. I mean, I don't necessarily need 212s, but hey, I got them, and they're competition subs. You can see down there it says comp. There you go. Right there it says comp. So that means these are competition subwoofers. I'm pretty sure these just sound better and perform a lot better than a regular sub. Anyways, guys, we're gonna get on with the installation. Okay, so here's everything that comes with it. You have this, which has zip ties, some connectors, and an Allen wrench in it for this battery terminal here. And then you have this, which basically goes from your speaker to the amp to tell it to turn off. Alright, and then you have this. Okay, this connects to the battery. Okay, this goes from the battery to the to this maxi fuse, then all the way through. I'll show you how to wire it up. Okay, it doesn't have to be done right now. Okay, and this is your ground wire. Okay, this basically goes from the amp to the ground. You know, obviously, I'll show you how to work it, because everything in a car has to be grounded. If it's not grounded, it won't work. And this is your RCA cables, which go from the back of your stereo all the way to the amp. Okay. Now this, I'm not 100% sure that if I'm going to be able to use it, because you see how small these holes are? I don't think that my cables are going to fit in this, so we may not use this. I don't know. We will get up there and we will try and we'll find out. But okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is pop the hood on your car. So pop the hood. Come out here. Lift her up. Alright, now you see you have your battery terminals, right? Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to disconnect your battery for this. Do not forget this, okay? Always disconnect this one first, okay? Because this is your power side, this is your hot, this is your ground. Okay, this grounds it back to it. If you don't have this circuit, if the circuit's incomplete, you're not going to get conductivity. Okay, so you disconnect that from the battery, and that's going to cut off all the power to your cars. Anyway, so you don't want to disconnect that, but your amp or your battery wire is going to come from this one because this is your hot. Okay, it's not going to come from the black, it's going to come from the red. Okay, so make sure you hook it to the red. All right, and then I'm going to show you how to run everything here in just a moment. Okay, before you disconnect this, make sure everything is off. No headlights on, which my headlights actually need to be cleaned. They're pretty bad. No headlights on, no doors open, because especially if you're driving a newer car, they have, crap, I got the wrong size socket. But they have dome lights, which mean that whenever you open the door, a dome light comes on. So, make sure that all the doors are closed. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and go get a different socket because I got the wrong one. Okay, there we go. Now that that's disconnected, you can go ahead and take this one off. Because we have a new battery terminal, you are going to have to take this one off. And even if you didn't have a new battery terminal, you would still need to take it off because you do need to attach another wire to this. Go ahead and remove that. And the next thing we're going to do is, because I don't have the right size socket again, I'm going to go get a different socket and we're going to try that new battery terminal. We're going to see if it'll fit on here. Because honestly, I think it'll work much better than this one as far as it says it's for a high performance thing. So, but if it doesn't work, hit my head on the hood. That felt great. If it doesn't work, we're going to be putting this one back on and we'll do it the other way. Okay, so one of the wires fits. We're on to the second one now. And they're both going to fit. That's awesome. I'm really glad I got to use this new battery terminal, because of the fact that it's supposed to make my subwoofer sound better than with the regular battery terminals. So that's really great. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to run from here to the fuse. Now, the way that I see of doing this is running it through here and finding a place inside of here. I hope you can see this. I don't have my thing turned around. But inside of here, there's a little opening here. It's a little soft gasket thing. I'm thinking of running it through that. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. And I'll obviously show you, because there's already wiring harnesses running there, so I think that'll work out pretty great. But first things first, we're going to get the fuse set up and everything else. So let's go. Let me turn this around now so that I can actually see what the hell we're seeing. Okay. So instead of buying high dollar tools, take your razor knife. Make you a little slice. About there should do. And then take and the knife around it. And there you go. Some nice strands to work with. Now I do recommend twisting these a certain way to make them all kind of stay together. Get my Allen right. I'll get back to you guys whenever I get it hooked up. So I got it in place. I don't know that this is better than the regular battery terminal, but I don't know. It's not really. I'm not even pulling on it very hard. I'm just a little bit scared that it's gonna pop back out. I've been doing this for like 30 minutes now. It's taking way longer than it should. But I got it in there. We got the fuse attached to the end of it already. So basically where I'm going to be cutting a hole at, and I don't know if you can see that, right back there, where my finger's at, there's a little place there with some wires going into it. I'm going to cut a little slit in that and push it through. And pretty much hope for the best. So yeah, we can do that now. Okay, so the way that we ended up getting this routed was down there where the e-brake cable comes in, there's a grommet down there. And basically what we did was we pulled it from the inside out. Okay, and we basically forced it through with a screwdriver. Kind of like a glow rod, in a way. You probably don't know what a glow rod is. But basically, it's something to guide it. Alright, something strong that'll poke through stuff to guide it into place. So that's how we have it ran. We're going to go ahead and hook it into this fuse, and then I'm going to show you. Right here we have it ran through this trim, okay, up and through the e-brake line. Okay, you can probably see that. We ran it through that grommet right there. So that's how we did ours. You can do it however you see fit. Run it through whatever grommet you feel like. But that's how I did it. I felt like that was the easiest and most convenient way of doing it. Alright, I'm going to hook this into the fuse, and then we're going to start removing trim and routing the wire. So the next wires we're going to be running are going to be this little blue one right here and this RCA wire right here. We're going to be running them back from the stereo. So we're going to be taking out the stereo, hooking these into the back of it, and unplug that, and going from there. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this cover off and pull the radio out, and then we'll go from there. If you see that wire I just took the wire nut off of right there, that is going to be the one that skinny blue wire attaches to. Okay, it's basically going to trio off of it. Okay, so here's your RCAs. They just hook into the back here, and this one actually has 2 amp leads in case you want to run 2 amplifiers. Then this one, like I said, just hooks into this amp lead. This is the blue and white on this model. It may be different on yours depending on what you have, but I basically just ran them out and around through here, and we're going to be running them through the same place that we put the red amp wire from the battery. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put the stereo back in because we're done with it. We're going to put it back in, bolt everything back up, and run the rest of it. Alright guys, so I ran them up here. You can probably see I pulled them down a little bit, but they ran over the e-brake release, and you can pull them nice and tight whenever you get yours in. But basically you just put this piece of trim back on, and this handle right here is just this little Torx. You just unscrew that and the handle comes right off. So I'm going to put all the trim back in, finish routing these to the back now, and then we'll be installing the amp. Okay, so it's getting a little dark out here, but we're going to continue anyway. So we've taken up this back panel right here. We're going to be setting the amp in there, and I mounted my ground right here underneath this screw. It grounds it to the frame so that, you know, you have a ground. Basically this is going to sit in here, this is going to sit in here, and all the wires are going to hook to it. So I'm going to show you how to wire everything up and go from there. I may not have enough lighting for this, but I'll give you flashlights right now. Alright, so it's been a couple days and the amp's installed. There we go. Okay, anyways guys, so this is what I did. I ran it through here and down up and behind here. And I'm going to go and let this seat now and move my jacket and stuff. Okay. So as you can see, I have it ran up in there. This is just the old lead from the from that speaker that has the 6.9 hooked into it. Good lord, it is stupidly cold out here. Anyway, so this is this hooked in. Now the thing about this is I have a monoblock amp, which basically means that I can adjust the settings on the amp depending on what I want this called, what I want these subs to put out. So I'm going to show you my setup that I have right now. I'm going to go ahead and move all this and push this thing back. I'm going to show you the different settings on the monoblock amp, and I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how this sounds. Good lord! There. Okay. Now I'm going to go into that now. Okay, so I'm smelling like a horrible smell. I don't think it's this. And I do not think it's anything having to do with any of this. If anything, it's got to do with this carpet smelling bad. So anyways, we'll deal with the smell once we get the carpet done. Anyways, so you guys probably already saw this was hooked up. You have your ground that goes here. I'm trying to show you again. Okay, so yes, it says ground REM, which is remote, which is the blue wire that comes from the back of the radio. And then you have the one that comes from the battery, which is your 12 volt. It says plus 12 volt right there. And then you have your positive and negative. This says speaker output. Basically, this is what goes to the amp. Alright, and down below it, on this one, it has the plus or minus signs. It may not on the other one, but whenever I got this thing, these two threads were removed. So you can only hook up one anyway. Alright, and on this side is where all the fun happens. So you have your RCAs that come in. Then you have your input level, your subsonic filters, low pass, and bass boost. Okay? And I'm not 100% sure what this HDMI is here for. But, or not the HDMI, but you know what I mean. You know, the internet cable. So, I'm going to go ahead and crank this up. I got to hook it back up because I unhooked it trying to figure out what the heck is smelling. And I didn't find out, just so you know. I'm going to go ahead and hook it back up, and I'll let you guys hear how it sounds whenever I started playing with this right here. So I just realized that I just did this whole thing with the, you know, my phone and this right here, and I just realized I wasn't recording because I'm actually mentally retarded. So I have this song pulled up. It's called A Light That Never Comes. It's a high bass song. And basically what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to set this to 5. And I'm going to show you 5, 10, and 15. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and play the song now. Okay, let me restart it. Okay, this is 5. 10. Now, I may have already said this, but this is obviously a high bass song, and you can play whatever bass you want and test it out at your own will, depending on what you get. Basically, I have a 1600 watt kit pushing a 2000 watt amp. Alright, and as you can see, I'll go ahead and show you under the hood of final touches that we made. Alright, so we ended up changing this back out to the original heavy duty terminal. Ooh, it's a little toasty. Anyway, and we ended up running it through here, and I zip tied it to this vacuum line. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, David, isn't that dangerous? As long as you don't squeeze the vacuum line tight and prevent air from going through it, you should be okay. And I have my fuse mounted here, and as you already know, we ran it through the brake caliper, or not the brake caliper, through the e-brake bushing. You know what I mean. Alright, and then you have your 3 there just laying in here. Now, I am going to do right there what I did here. Okay, and actually I'm going to run it through here once we replace the carpet. Because as you guys know, if you follow my channel, I have brand new carpet for this thing. So we're going to be installing that pretty soon. Alright, and I already showed you this right under there. Oh, and just in case you don't know, the way that I do my speaker wire is, I don't know if you can see it, but okay, you can see it right there. That okay, right there, my bad. See, there's one with writing and one without, right? The general rule of thumb I use is whenever I'm doing the red and white, I use this is my hot and this is my neutral, right? I call the red hot and the white neutral. I mean, I do high voltage, so that's what it is there. Alright, basically you hook this into the positive because it's the red, which is the hot. And then your negative is going to be your white. So you have positive and negative. Okay, make sure that your wires match up. Okay, make sure you don't cross them. It just makes everything sound a heck of a lot better. Alright, so now I'm going to go into the car. I'm going to crank it. guys can see everything's coming on. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and open this. Start it. Okay, and there's sound coming out of that. Now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn the volume down because that way you guys can hear me. We're going to put this on 15. We're going to put this on 6. As you can see, these are hitting pretty well. Okay, and that's on a very low volume. It's only on 6. So what you can do, this is your input level. This is how much power goes into it. You hear how that got really low? Max, that's right below max. So I want to do right below max because I just don't like it. Okay, your low pass. Oh my lord, this is difficult. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so this is your low pass. So you hear the difference there. If you just want a lot of sound, I guess that's good. This is your bass boost. If you turn this all the way down, it's bad. This all the way up, it's back to where it was because that's where I had it. Now this is your subsonic filters. I don't hear a whole lot of difference whenever I play with this one, so. But as you already know, we already have this on a very low volume. This is only on 6. So, playing with this again. Because this is your main control right here. Okay, that's your main control. So basically, you're going to adjust this to what you want. If you want it to be stupid loud, you can max it out. If you don't, then don't, you know. Alright. So, that's basically it. You have your input sensitivity. Wow. You hear that? Phase shift. Let's see. I want to say that changes depending on the song. So that's probably good if you're playing a lot of different things. Anyways guys, that's pretty much it, you know. I mean, you can do whatever you want with your amp and your sub if you're doing this in your own car. And yeah. But one thing real quick, let me go ahead and turn this off. Okay. Alright, so real quick, one thing that we did was, you see this blue thin wire right here? So you remember how it hooked into the back of that radio, but we trioed it, right? We went from the connector coming out of the car to the one that came. Okay, I'm trying to explain this. All right, so there's 2 connectors. If you remember, whenever we installed the radio, we put these 2 plugs together, right? Well, there was an amp wire. There was 2 blue amp wires, and we ran that third one down through the dash and out through here, and obviously into the amp, right? Well, we did that the first time, and we were getting these really raspy sounds out of these speakers right here. So what we did was we disconnected the one coming from the car. Okay, not the one going to the amp, and not the one coming from the radio. The one coming from the car. So whenever we connected those, we got rid of that raspy sound, and everything sounded fantastic. So that's what I recommend doing. I recommend watching to the end of this video so that you know that. I'll try to put it in text at where I do it at. That way you guys can see and maybe not make the same mistake that I did. But it's a learning curve. Everything I do is a learning curve. And yeah. So this is your one coming from the thing. I always run Monster because I have Monster. That's what I run. You can if you want to. I tend to think it sounds better, personally. And as you know, this is the disconnected 6x9s because now we have a gigantic subwoofer box. We don't need that anymore. Ah! I murdered my app. No. Okay, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but whenever I opened it up, this thing was sliding around. Okay, it wasn't in its original position. That's a problem. That's a serious problem. So there's two things you can do here. There are two screw holes here. You can screw it to this plastic piece if you really want to. Or there's an easier method. Take some tape and tape it to it, and just tape it. Tape it down. And I'm actually going to see if it slides around because I had one of my friends messing with us earlier, and he may have left it, you know, messed up like that. He may not have put it back where I had it. So I'm going to leave it here for now, and I'm going to check on it in a couple of days, see if it slid around any, depending on how I drive. But yeah, anyways guys, that's it. And you can clean up these wires. I do recommend doing that, actually. Kind of, you know, cleaning them up, putting them on it. Take some of them zip ties that came with your kit, if you bought a kit. Like, okay, for example, this is like a stupidly long red cable, right? You don't really need this much. Now, you can cut this. Okay, you can cut it to length. I did not. Okay, I did not cut it to length. And I will tell you why. If I ever have to reuse this, I don't want to not have enough wire. Okay? Because they make things the length they make them for a reason. So I try to leave things the way the manufacturer leaves them, you know. So, anyways guys, you can cut it, you can make it however you want. This is your car that you're doing this on. You do what you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of clean these up a little, just kind of set them up here like that, kind of get them out of the way, got a little bit untangled. But you guys know what everything is, you know. This is your REM, your remote. This is your RCA that plugs into the back of the stereo and goes down here to the amp. Your hot, your ground, and your speaker cable, which is right here, which goes from the amp to the speakers. That's what supplies the power and makes the things come on. I hope you guys understand how to install your amp and sub now. I hope you guys have a full explanation, or I hope you guys understand completely how to do it, and you don't have any questions. If you do have a question, leave it in the comments down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see me do my carbon install and really hide all these wires really well and stuff like that, go ahead and subscribe so you can see that as soon as it comes out. Alright guys, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.